There's so much science behind why we do what we do as people. It's not a bias, it's human nature. And there's a whole human factor to this case that the prosecution has ignored. They ignored it in the first trial. This investigator is not competent to testify. He even admitted he's not an expert in this field. He went to a 40-hour training course that I attended. He's not an expert. Just because you cook a steak doesn't make you a chef, and he's no chef.
In regards to the explaining, do you think that, how do you explain people coming up with so many accounts that were just so wrong? They're just filling in the blanks?
Their minds just aren't working right. You've got this adrenaline dump, you've got this fight or flight going on, you've got tunnel vision, you've got auditory exclusion where your hearing's not right. It's a huge mess. And thank God for in-car videos because we get more of a picture, but we don't get a complete picture. And the prosecutor wants to say Daniel Willis was rational, Daniel Willis was reasonable. How many times did the ranger say all of these rational, reasonable things that Daniel Willis did before and after the shooting, but somehow his decision to shoot is not reasonable?
I was going to ask you about that. So the ranger said everything that Willis did was appropriate before, everything Willis did was appropriate afterwards, but then he got into a little bit of a word battle with you in regards to that he believes that Willis should have throttled down and done a better assessment after that door opened. Why is that not, why not?
Because officers have to act in fractions of a second. Life and death decisions are made in fractions of a second. Willis acted reasonably, rationally, and calmly and made a conscious decision to stop the threat he perceived. That reaction was reasonable. We can sit here in courtrooms and take 3 years to pick this thing apart, but you ask Daniel Willis, what did he have to do in 3 seconds? Live or die in 3 seconds. He made the right decision. We stand by his decision. The judge will acquit him of any wrongdoing in this case.
Is it justifiable enough to say that the last information you had was a person was at the door with a gun, and that justifies a shooting?
That is a huge factor. And again, the communication that the gun had been put down is a huge factor that would have gone into his decision making not to shoot. If he knew a gun was put down, he would not have shot.